What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Hollywood Racks RV Rider. It's going to be a platform style bike rack that can hold 2 e-bikes and any other bikes you might need. Let's check it out. The RV Rider is going to be a platform style bike rack, so you can see how the tires sit in the loops here on the bike rack, and then it's going to be held by these clamps. Now you have options when it comes to the clamp. You can put it on the seat post like we have on our mountain bike. We have an e-bike behind it over here, and we have the clamp gone down on the frame itself. So that really opens it up for a bunch of different style and size bikes. So if you have a carbon frame on here, definitely don't want it touching the frame. You don't want any issues with that. So you're gonna go on the seat post, but also with these being able to slide back and forth, different wheelbases aren't gonna be a problem when you're gonna load everything up. So you can easily get the bikes out of each other's way, so there's not gonna be any handlebar and seat contact. With it being called the RV Rider, it is able to go on motorhomes, fifth wheels, flat-toed vehicles, cars, trucks, and SUVs. So I really like that aspect of, if I buy this rack, I can use it on my normal everyday vehicle, and if I go on a trip in the motorhome, can throw it on there too. Now, you also get extra stabilization straps that go to the center mass. You're gonna see these black straps here go around the bumper. Pull them tight. It's going to pull in opposite directions, just helping stabilize the bikes when you're going down the road, because there's going to be a lot more movement here at the back of the rig than your normal vehicle. There's also the red strap that goes around the center mast and the 2 bikes to hold them in as well. So that's going to just be more stabilization for this when it is on the back of one of these rigs. It works pretty well. It was easy to put on there. It's just another 2" by 2" hitch. Can still use the hitch tightener, so it's going to take out as much shake and play as it can. Let's take a closer look at how it holds the bike. So we have the clamp here. You got a hand knob that can lock so that it'll free spin, but in an unlock position, you can turn it. It'll slowly release the clamp. You also have the security strap here, just extra security with the hook and loop. See, it's really easy to loosen that. It opens up the clamp, and then the clamp can be pushed to the side once we undo the strap. See, very easy to push it out of the way. It's going to help you when you're loading or unloading the bikes, how easy it is to operate. You also have rubberized inside. So that going on the post here, that means you either put it on the post or the frame. It's not going to damage anything because it does have that protection in there, and that's good because you want to get it tight so it holds the bike in place. Looking down here, you'll see how the tire sits in the loop. We have a strap that goes over and holds it tight. So you just push the button to loosen it and then push it through. You can hear it ratchet and tighten as you pull on there. And then you also have a pad that's going to protect the inside of the wheel. Another feature is you can actually tilt the bike away from the back of your vehicle with the bikes loaded. So just in case you forget something in the back, you can easily do this. So you're going to reach through here, loosen the hand knob. We'll remove it and the bolt. You're going to push up on the bike rack. I'm using the center mast. Remove the washer and lock washer. Push that bolt through the other side. Set those down on the ground. Then pull the clip and pin. Do the same thing, lift up on the bike rack. Remove those. With everything removed, we can just lower the bikes. Go to our back hatch. Now in this particular vehicle, it is going to make contact with the handlebars because I can't stop the back hatch, so it'll go right back down. But on other ones, it's going to be different on every vehicle. You can still get back there and grab something with that space. With both bikes loaded on there, you throw your vehicle in reverse. If you have a backup camera, it is going to block most of your view. Even to set off the alarm, I can hit the button and turn it off right now so you won't hear the beeping, but you can clearly see it takes up all of your view. It also comes with security features, so we have a cable lock. I ran that through both bikes and through the mast just to lock everything up. Really easy to use. I'm going to remove it. Carefully run it back through the bikes. Now it's not integrated, but I'm glad it still comes with the bike. And on my bike rack, I usually leave it on my vehicle most of the time, so I like to have it locked up just to keep it safe. Let's go ahead and get the bikes out of the way. So we're going to go ahead and remove the straps on both tires first, and then we'll do the clamp last. rid of the security strap. Now it's in free spin mode, so that means it's locked up. That's another security feature I mentioned earlier. Just unlock it, and now when you spin it, the clamp will come undone. With that bike removed, we're going to repeat the same process for the e-bike. With the bikes removed, we can take a better look at our wheel cradles. You see I've already loosened them up, the hand knobs, so they can slide back and forth. So this can adjust to different wheel bases and different bike sizes. That way you can get them to fit on here easily without making contact. Now you can see the open design here is good for tires up to 5 inches in width. So fat tire bikes you're going to fit. You're also going to get road bikes, mountain bikes, e-bike tires, all fit in here and are pretty snug. Now remember, when you are loading them up, it's going to be 80 pounds per bike on these cradles. This is going to be the center mass. Now this is what the clamps sit on, and you can adjust them up and down. I showed you that earlier, but just again, you can move them anywhere you need them to accommodate different size bikes. Also, they can go to the side. You can also fold this down and out of the way, so you can fold this up towards your vehicle. So you have a hand knob back here. It's going to be the gray one. We'll loosen that. Move that out of the way, put the pin, and move the washers aside. Then it folds down. Might have to move the clamp up a little bit so it clears this, but you can fold flat. So you want to make sure it lines up with the holes over here, and we'll just replace that bolt and hand knob. Let's measure and see how much it adds to the back of the vehicle. So I'm going to go from the center of the hitch pin, the furthest out point. Be right there. Looks like, come to here, about 30 inches it's going to add to the back of your vehicle. So just keep that in mind when you're backing up. You want to know that it's there. Tight spaces, or even pulling your garage, you don't want anything bad to happen. Now, you can take up some of that space by folding up towards your vehicle. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. Just like before, we're going to loosen the hand knob and remove the bolt. Set the washers aside too. I'm going to lift up on the bike rack just a little bit to take the pressure off the pin. Remove that. I'm going to set these aside for now. And then pin and clip. Now we can lift it up towards our vehicle and then replace the pins. With it folded up, let's get that same measurement again. So center of the hitch pin, the furthest out point, gonna be probably right there, maybe about 15 inches. So that's quite a bit less, but still remember it's back there. It's still gonna show up on your backup camera, but it's gonna be far easier to not worry about that added space. With it folded up towards the back of the vehicle, you can see how much space it's gonna take up. You can still see the taillights, so that's not as big as an issue. With the two bikes lit up there, clearly that covered up that backup camera as we saw, and the taillights, but you do have the reflector here so that there is that for safety. Now the RV Rider fits in a 2-inch by 2-inch hitch. You're gonna get the anti-rattle bolt and the hitch tightener with it. So you see the anti-rattle bolt is gonna help with the side to side. It's kind of tighten things up. The hitch tightener is going to push up on the shank of the bike rack. That way it reduces and eliminates any movement. So there's no side to side, there's no up and down. I'm shaking the whole vehicle back and forth, and there's no movement here, so that means it's not going to transfer to your bikes. Another thing I want to point out is with the anti-rattle bolt, you have a lock on the other side with a dust cap so that you can lock your bike rack to your hitch. Another bike rack that comes to mind when looking at the RV Rider is going to be the Swagman Nomad. Now that's going to be another bike rack that goes on all the different vehicles that this one goes on, but it's going to have a lower weight capacity. So maybe if you're not looking to take e-bikes with you, you just want to take normal bikes, that might be a better option. So it's going to have 35 pounds per bike, where this one's 80 pounds per bike. It's also not going to have the hand knobs. It's going to have a pin and clip system to lower, maneuver it around. Also, it doesn't have the security features that the RV Rider has. I really like that this one locks at the hitch It's going to lock with a cable lock, and you can lock the clamps to the bikes. That way, you know your stuff is going to stay put. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out, and hope this helped.